Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order. The only addition will be the item we tabled in the last meeting, which we will add an in-camera under item 7. Any other additions? I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda with the one addition of the in-camera item. Councillor Barrett, do you have a second? Seconded by Councillor Hart. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes. Okay, and opposed. Okay, the agenda is approved. So at this time, we do not have any motions coming out of in camera, so we will bypass agenda item 4. Items from committee of the whole, we do have some motions for consideration. So the first item is for the appointment of deputy mayor. And the motion for consideration is that the town of Port Hawkesbury appoint Councillor Ian Langley as deputy mayor for a period of 1 year, based on the long-standing tradition as a 1 year into the fall. Okay, what is the wishes of our council? Okay. Okay, so Councillor Barrett has moved the motion to appoint Councillor Ian Langley as deputy mayor, seconded by Councillor Hart. Any discussion on the motion? Any opposition to the appointment, Councillor Langley?
This time.
Okay. Okay, I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes. Yes. Contrary minded. We now have a deputy mayor for the town of Port Hawkesbury. Congratulations. I think. No, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so the next item is our committee assignments. So the motion for consideration is that the town of Port Hawkesbury approve the regional committee assignments as presented at the November committee of the whole meeting. What is the wishes of council? Okay, so Councillor Hart is the mover. Do we have a second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Langley has seconded the motion. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, the motion is approved. Next item is around the councillor code of conduct. I gotta read all those, don't I? Okay. All right, there's just one slight typo. It's just a 0 missing the 2020 to 2020. So our motion for consideration is a resolution, and it's that the town of Port Hawkesbury approves the following resolution. Whereas the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing for the province of Nova Scotia has made the code of conduct for municipal elected officials regulations, Nova Scotia regulation from number 20 from 20 to 2020, right, to 2024.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
It was just a-
And whereas, I think it's in our package, whereas municipalities are required to adopt the model code of conduct prescribed by the regulations on or before December 19th, 2024, pursuant of section 4(1) of the regulations in section 23A of the Municipal Government Act. Therefore, be it resolved that the council of the municipality of the town of Port Hawkesbury hereby adopt the model code of conduct as set forth in Schedule A of the resolutions, which shall be titled the Code of Conduct for Elected Officials of the Town of Port Hawkesbury. I just want to double check.
This regulation 220.
Okay, regulation
That
220.
would be
20.
referring to a para, so 220.
Perfect. Okay, no problem. As presented. Oh, okay, no problem. So what is the wishes of council?
I move the motion.
You don't have to reject it. Okay, perfect. Okay, we won't make the move and repeat the motion. Okay, so it's been, thank you. So it's been moved by our deputy mayor. Do we have a second? Seconded by Councillor Hart. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, so I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? The motion is approved. The next motion is again, for our code of conduct. We do have to repeal our current code of conduct. So the motion for consideration is that the town of Port Hawkesbury repeal the elected officials code of conduct policy that was approved on November 2nd, 2020. What is the wishes of council for this repeal motion? Thank you. So it's moved by Councillor Barrett,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Langley. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? The motion is approved. Okay, with regard to our 2024 holiday hours, the motion for consideration is that the town of Port Hawkesbury approves the 2024 holiday hours as presented in the November committee of the whole meeting. Any submissions of our council? Okay, so we have moved by Councillor Hart. Do we have a seconder?
Second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Lang. I think he was pressuring, peer pressure, Councillor Barrett. So all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is approved. Cecil Services request, the motion for consideration is that the town of Port Hawkesbury approve the request to provide funds necessary to cover any shortfall incurred with the 2024 seasonal services for Hawkesbury project, which is not funded by donations, as well as provide the donation of postage on the sponsorship letters that will be mailed. What is the wishes of our council? This is our first argument. Okay, so moved by Councillor Hart, seconded by Deputy Mayor Langley.
Yes.
Any discussion? Motion. Ready for the vote? All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion is approved. Right, and I believe we also had a motion for consideration for to write a letter to the Legion. Do we have that?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So there's
Okay,
a
I see.
here too.
Okay,
Sorry.
perfect. No, that's okay. So this one is with regard to our joint public meeting. So the town of Port Hawkesbury defer the December 3rd public meeting to Tuesday, December 10th. And hold a joint public meeting in committee room. Is the wishes of our council. Councilor Barrett has moved. Do we have a second? Thank Councilor Hart has seconded the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. And any opposed? Motion is approved. Gotta hit myself, sorry about that. So with regard to the Remembrance Day crosswalk, that the town of Port Hawkesbury write a letter to the Royal Canadian Legion to gauge interest on the creation of a Remembrance Day crosswalk with signage. What is the wishes of council? Okay, so moved by Councilor Hart. Do we have a second? Okay, Councilor Barrett. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion is approved. That's okay. So agenda setting protocol to approve the request for additions to the agenda protocol. What is the wishes of council? We have a second. So Councilor Hart has moved and seconded by Councilor Barrett.
I have a question.
Yes, absolutely.
Does that document, request for addition to the agenda, does that become part of the rules of order of council? When this was being read, and this makes sense to me, I didn't object to this whatsoever, but should this go into the body of the rules of order of council? Which is signed by the clerk and
Yeah.
Colin Donaldson.
Yes, so we should definitely consider up, that could be a president, like of importance when we look at updating our policies and bylaws. That should be one of our first items.
Since there's timeline.
Yeah.
Strengths in this document too. And I'm referring to,
Yeah,
other than that,
that we.
What that bylaw, really needs to be reviewed and updated.
Yeah.
This is one measure. That's typically it's fairly long bylaw and policy. When we look at other examples across the province, and it takes time to put in place. This is an issue that as we're starting right now, it'll help us put a little more order into the way.
Should we amend this motion? That this would supersede anything that's in this regarding timelines for agenda?
If we can't do that.
Can't do it.
But understanding though, this would take precedence over whatever rules are outlined in here. With the commitment that we will take a look at that document and update it, so, and modernize it. So that it works in a timely way, so that it helps in the work that we do as the council and not hinder it in terms of having an older kind of paradigm associated with it. But no, that's a really good point. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any other questions or comments? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? The motion is approved. Okay, so we do have two motions that coming out of in camera that we want to consider. I believe, yeah, they're committee. Apologies. So, Deputy Mayor Ian Lee had brought up a motion for a direction for staff to, yes, how do we want to word that?
Roughly, I've word something to the effect that we can massage this together, or we want to throw you into staff again. That seeing that the CAO of town of Port Hawkesbury. So staff of the appropriate department responsible for Green Streets
Mhm.
to achieve the objective of the timeline during the next day. So
Sure.
that's the objective. So how do we want to word that?
Maybe that council direct staff to make application to Nova Scotia Public Works to restrict traffic on Reeve Street during Remembrance Day or ceremonies.
Yes, and I also think that we should consult the Welldane Bridge 43 in that for timeline. And get it as tight as we can. And we should have a timeline to accomplish this and if we don't do this by, let's say, June. Or I don't know, pick a date, I
Then,
give you 5 months, then maybe if there's not successful, then
Paula's suggestion of writing a letter to the deputy mayor. Sorry, the deputy minister.
well, your worship, to accept what I was going to say is, if staff is successful in obtaining that with provincial staff, then we go elected official to elected official.
Sure.
And if the current premier gets back in, I think we'd be successful. I mean, look at the school and staff and the direction we give them.
So, yeah,
Good time.
absolutely.
So I mean, concisely, you want to word that?
Sure. So the motion for consideration is for our CAO to connect with staff from the Traffic Authority of the province of Nova Scotia to consider restricting traffic during Remembrance Day ceremony for the upcoming November 11th, 2025 ceremony. If there is no result by June, we will look at our next step.
For the purpose of the motion, before it gets sort of too complicated,
Yeah.
the first step is to write, we'll
Yeah.
make this formal.
Yeah.
So we'll write, I'll draft a letter to the traffic authority requesting what I believe you wish, it deals with, get the information that's required, and then bring that result back to council.
And then
Council will make a decision how you want to move forward.
Well, I can move that.
Okay. Ian's moving what he says. Any seconder? Okay, thank you, Council. Seconded by Councillor Barrett. Any more discussion on the motion? Okay, so I would ask all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? Okay, so we would approve that direction, Carrie, thank you. And the other, motion for consideration is a letter, and Councilor Hart to have, yes, so we already have some, any language around the motion, or do we want to
Do you
see?
want to read again?
No.
So just
No,
the
no,
same
no.
idea, echoing
Yeah.
Ian, the same idea with drafting to the
Drafting.
administrative.
Formal letter to the
Formal letter.
province of Nova
Yeah.
Scotia, acknowledging the website results. And requesting, that the province, continue to resolve 14 items that have been flagged by the town of Hawkesbury. And that, we would like, for them, their final decision to result in the safest street possible. For the safest street possible, for all the users of the street. And of course, that draft letter will be circulated to council, and if there's any changes or amendments needed, and the final draft will be sent to us. Okay, moved by Councilor Hart, any seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilor Barrett. Any discussion? Okay, I would ask, for all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is approved. I believe that concludes our action items from in camera. Any other items? Don't think so.
We have minutes.
Yeah, so our next agenda item is approval of minutes under agenda item 6. So for our approval of any minutes of public council, we don't require a motion for these sets of minutes. I just ask if there are any errors or omissions from each of those sets of minutes. And I do that on an individual basis for each of these. So for the, and I say that knowing that, these meeting minutes, I'm the only one in attendance. So no needed pressure to call any errors or omissions. I read through them and I did not see it. But we still have to go through the process. So I would ask if there are any errors or omissions for the public meeting of council. Obviously, there's no pressure for Blake to point out any. Since he is, let us know he would be absent tonight. Hearing none, I would ask if there are any errors or omissions of the special public meeting of council from October 5th. Hearing none, I would ask if there are any errors or omissions from the emergency public meeting of council from October 25th. And this one, we were all present for. So I'd ask if there are any errors or omissions for